Through the prayers of Holy Fathers with Jesus Christ, our God of mercy, us and save us. Amen. Good evening. For those new here, my name is Father Joseph Swaden. I've worked in Orthodox apologetics since 1998 and the founder of NFTU, or True Orthodox and Ecumenical News, since 2004. We've been appearing in this the apologetic space on Facebook since 2016 and on YouTube since 2018. And if you appreciate what we do here, please like and subscribe. Today we do our live Q&A session where you can get your questions answered live as well as member-requested video reviews. As always, let's get started. If you want to jump on stream to ask a question or make a comment, just click on the link in the top of the chat, or if you're on with a StreamYard link in the X chat. I'll also be taking super chats from the YouTube chat. And if you want your question or comment without super chatting, I'll answer it, but you might miss it if I don't put it up. Today, welcome to the apparently ever-evolving drama factory known as our humble channel. Father Antonio says good evening. Good evening, Father. Jacob Clemens says evening. Monster Reader says evening. And I'm just putting all those up because I can. Yesterday was weird. I don't know. We moved our Tuesday show to Wednesday. And, well, I guess, how shall I put this? Well, we had a bit of a kerfuffle, if you will, a bit of a hullabaloo towards the end. Apparently, these anti-Nicene Christianity, they like calling themselves anti-Nicene, but I prefer anti-Nicene Christianity, guy. I guess one of these groupies decided he wanted to come on. Good evening, Atomic Lead. He wanted to come on, and at the end of it, basically, we were hashing out details for a debate. It is looking like the debate is going to be November 1st, Saturday, November 1st, which means that it will be just 6 days away from my other debate with Elijah Yassi on the papacy on the Gospel Truth channel. So we've gone from not being able to get a debate to running two within a week of each other. On very different topics. That's the other thing. We're not exactly sure what the other topic's going to be. Just to give people a recap for those who weren't here, we'll just skip what was a nice quiet session of the broadcast to what turns into some crazy person. Yeah. Orthopirate says, glory to God. Jacob Clemens says, is he the guy who thinks the Theotokos should be completely veiled? Yeah, I would assume he includes the Theotokos with all the other women. Yeah. Since it was only about 15 to 20 minutes of actual hostilities, I'll just recap it, or we'll just play that to recap for those who haven't seen it yet. So we'll get started on a fun note. Yeah, let's just hold on. Let me see here. Okay.
Jacob, you can do some more.
Yep.
Jacob, you can do some fundraising for us. If you guys want to see something happen with Luke a little bit,
here he is. He's made it. Luke,
hey, all right.
Anti-Nicene Christianity. So how are you doing?
Hello, Joseph. I'm well.
Hello.
Oh, I recognize that voice.
Yeah, I think he's been on before, like once before. Okay, yeah. So we're going to talk about the terms of this thing, because I guess Jacob sent you like a whole debate template. Yeah, he sent you a debate. I won't answer. He's already agreed to that. So the point is, I know that Jacob sent you debate terms. You wanted to do, however, I just noticed these now. They were in my spam box, like live. Sorry about that. I have a very security. But you wanted to do just an unmoderated. That's a discussion. It's not a debate. It's a discussion.
Yeah, people used to be able to do that. They used to have dialogues, like dialogue with Trypho or Origen and Heraclitus, and so I think that's the best way to go. We'll be cordial with each other and not interrupt each other, but we also recognize that there are times when one person has to speak for a while. And I do want to clear up one thing, which I'll also clear up in the debate. But I'm not the leader of my group or anything like that. I'm an old friend of some of the oldest members of our group who all share the same beliefs, but I'm not the leader. I'm just one person who I just talk a lot, so they let me speak for everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't understand the structure of your organization, so I wasn't going to make. I assumed
Not
you
quite an
were some
organization.
kind of leader, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, what's the
What is
highlights of your positions, though?
John, we're not discussing that tonight. We're just discussing organization.
Well, no, I'm just saying. I mean, he can.
I've got videos on my channel and posts that explain.
Well, no.
basically
I'm not saying to like have the debate. What I'm saying is, he's a little more mysterious about his positions. I mean, the Orthodox Church, everybody knows. Everybody knows the Catholic Church, Protestant Church.
I'm the same position as every Orthodox priest, every Catholic priest, every layman. We're all in the same boat, except some of us are baptized and some of us aren't. But I don't believe there is a priesthood, a real legitimate priesthood right now.
Then you're definitely not in the same boat as us.
Yep.
So, do you believe in
you do believe there was a sacerdotal priesthood to begin with, that there was a special class of Christians
I
ordained?
think he denied that just now.
No, I'm just saying it doesn't exist anymore. But no, I don't claim to be anything special. I'm just a man who's knowledgeable about the early church, and I'm here to challenge anyone who thinks that they're preserving the early church's dogmatic teachings. And I'm going to show that they've not only been rejected formally, but that they've even been forgotten. I think it'll be a very interesting topic.
I think that definitely is. That's debate worthy. But if you want to keep it to a simple discussion, I understand that nobody wins, nobody loses.
Yes. What do you think, Joseph, on this
what's
topic?
This? Oh, hold on. Welcome back. Spherical origin.
The heck?
But it's a reference to the heresy that basically we come back as spheres.
Okay.
I heard him mention that going back for a second.
That's some wild things right there.
Yeah. Baptist Christianovich says, I have a Hildebrandtian friend who's trying to learn the gospel by heart. His teacher's telling him to despise the Greek gospel and praise Peshitta as the original. What do you think? Well, I don't know that that's it's learning the ancient languages is okay, but I don't understand why it'd be anti-Greek. That's strange. It doesn't make sense to me.
Because it's closer to the Aramaic. It's a theory.
Yeah, well, the Peshitta is Aramaic, but it's just that.
Oh, it is Aramaic. Oh, I thought it was Syriac. Well, there you go.
Yes,
Sure,
it's within the Syriac. It's within the Syriac tradition, but most of the people that use it are part of the Nophysite heresy.
All right, here's what I would suggest. Since Luke, if you just want to have a discussion, just call in at 8:30 on Sunday, because that would be, I think that would fit your time zone, because that would be like 7:30 or so on and so forth. Yeah. The Bakamoja says the whole calling priest Joseph thing always makes me cringe. I'm used to it, and before I was a priest, I was a deacon. I got the same thing. People call me Joseph, and people have you have to expect in apologetics people from other sides are going to treat you with what they think is the more disrespectful way of doing things, and that's okay, because God's not a respecter of persons. So it doesn't even faze me at this point.
So speaking on that, I don't know if Luke's read the document, or if I don't know if either one of you read the document. It took me like an hour or two to type it up, and I did research on like what formal debates are like, and I agree in that document we don't need to have like an actual formal debate, because in a formal debate, especially in like the Roman world, they would have someone who is impartial. For us who have
they're called a moderator. Yeah, we would.
Yeah, he would decide the victor, like Luke won or Father Joseph won. That wouldn't happen. Moderators do not determine winners.
I think it's better to do it as Luke proposed it, to have a dialogue to kind of feel out each other's positions.
Well, and so that's one of the things in the document, which we could actually pull up if we need to. But like one of the things in the document is I wanted to mainly cut, because what I've noticed with formal academic debates, especially on religion, is when you do the standard thing of 5-minute rebuttal, 5-minute rebuttal, 5-minute rebuttal, and then questions at the end, whatever, that kind of structure.
Yeah,
there's a lot of things that
necessarily academic though. I think it's just.
Well, no, we're not. But I'm saying like modify that. But what I like about that structure is that it allows obviously both people to make their full opening statement. But I wanted to have specific stipulations like on what we can talk about to keep it focused, because in a lot of these religious debates people throw out like some other red herring. Some other red herring.
That's what it sounds like. What we need is
but I've never seen a moderator in any debate I've seen. I've never seen a moderator do that successfully. Maybe they're not as OCD and like psychotic as I am, but I've never seen them do it. But anyway, I was just watching a debate. I was just watching a debate.
Okay, who's an ideal moderator you've seen that you think does well?
That I've seen, I don't know. I mostly watch like a lot of the debates I watch are 30 years old tapes, so
okay,
they didn't even have internet.
maybe something in the YouTube era like that. Might be alive.
I don't think
that would be.
It would have to be someone who's not on either side, and someone who's not biased toward either side. Because obviously, son of Christendom, I'm biased toward Christendom and the glory of the church and all that stuff. So, someone who's not on either side. I mean, so I don't
probably a Protestant, but
I was thinking like a Protestant. But the thing is, though,
I was thinking more Catholic because it sounds more Protestant.
But a Catholic would be on your
no,
side.
But Jacob points out that a Catholic would be biased against
no doubt.
the ANC's position or Luke's position.
Yeah, and a Protestant, I don't think would even support ANC. It might be good to have a Protestant because they would think you're both heretics and you're both condemned. So maybe it would be like a Protestant.
Why don't we just get a Mormon?
I used to know a really good Mormon who's a physicist.
Oh, that's an interesting.
The other I know him actually.
Paul.
Yeah, I've known him for years. We could get him.
Yeah, okay.
I just found out
we can ask him. I can ask him to see if he wants to moderate on Sunday, even, and we can just do the debate on.
Yeah,
Sunday.
do you know him?
Fun fact: I did talk to Father Paul, other Paul, and excuse me, and he was okay with it, but he couldn't do it on Sunday. So next Saturday it looks like the 1st. And basically I'll be debating them. Topic yet to be disclosed. We can go back to that because at first the topic was about veiling. Supposedly, let me just put this back. Hold on.
Awesome.
Yeah. He's been on my.
Cool.
I've been on a show.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I mean, we could get the other Paul. I mean, he is he's an Anglican.
So technically, I would say the other Paul would be more sympathetic to Luke's position.
I don't know about that though, because
if you're holding on to a standard of some sort of sacrament.
I don't even know Luke's position, so
I can briefly articulate it. There are a lot of doctrines that the Catholics have fallen into heresy on. We would say around 40. Yeah, we don't really give them the honor of being differentiated. We see them as the same thing. But we could go over a lot of doctrines. I would be very happy and capable to expose icon veneration to be idolatry.
How would you do that?
Okay,
I would do it better.
I want to focus on one thing.
But instead of doing that,
I'm willing to entertain the question.
No.
How would you do that?
Of course, we would do it with the unanimous teaching of the church for the first 500 years of church history.
No. You'd have to do it from all of church history, and you would have to show that the iconoclasts, in fact, were upholding the original position of the church.
Oh, goodness.
Right. We would use the unanimous testimony, which means there's not one exception to all the church fathers in the first 500 years condemning icon veneration. That's what we would do.
Well,
are you trying
hold
to
on, just one thing.
I want to understand something. Are you saying, this is quite the interesting contention, you're saying that all the church fathers up to the 5th century condemned icon veneration?
No, up to the 6th century. And I don't mean that I've read all the church fathers past the 500.
But you just said that.
Well, it's definitely not an academic argument.
No, you missed what I said. I said I haven't read the church fathers past the 600s or past the 500s, I meant to say. But we've read all the major ones. I'm very familiar with all the fathers of the first 300 years, very familiar, and also extremely familiar with even the 400s. 500s, once we get there, it's a little murky. I haven't read a lot of the ones in the 500s.
I'm so curious to see how much you actually know, because in reality, most of the stuff that even was written by the fathers in the first 6
hasn't even been translated
into English.
Yeah. Yes, I'm aware. That's why I would just focus on what has been translated. That's why we make the very bold statement.
Don't you get it when
it's been translated by Reformed Protestants.
Right, when you're making an exclusive statement about all the fathers of a certain period, and you don't even have access to the written text. Do you see the problem here?
You're saying we don't have access to most of the written text for the 300s and 400s?
No, I'm saying you don't have access
in English. No,
it's not translated
in English. No, we don't.
Who are you saying we don't have access to?
All of them. That none of the fathers have been translated in full into English.
The most revered and acclaimed church fathers of the 300s and 400s are translated in English.
Those are excerpts.
Name one. Name one. Name a revered and famous church father from the 300s or 400s who has not been translated into English.
St. Augustine.
What book from St. Augustine? What famous book from him that has not been translated? His most famous books have all City of God and Confessions.
His most famous book. Do you understand? I'm saying all of his stuff. You're saying his most famous stuff.
Yes.
You can't turn his most famous to everything.
Okay, but Joseph, with what we have, we can establish he totally rejected icon veneration.
I disagree completely.
If you want to have a debate next time, we can. The reason I chose veiling is because it's a unique subject, and I think it will be very interesting.
It makes you sound the most like a Muslim. I get it. Okay, cool.
No, it's because it's a great example of something that the church did.
Or the pirate with a member chat says, maybe I'm wrong, but I was under the impression that Jacob wanted to debate Luke. Did he fall back into his delusion? I don't think Jacob totally ever left. I think he has questions, but in reality, this is kind of his, I guess you could say, his former specialization, his former faith. And so basically, the way I see it is that, let me see here. The way I see it is that basically he's this is like his big test in order to figure out, like, whether or not this is true. He's completely bought into what Luke was selling, but I think that he was surprised to discover that there are people who do believe in a consistent tradition, and that's us. So I think he's on the fence. Either that or he's just making it up, and he totally is like on Luke's. He's like a Luke defender. Because in the end of this, and I think we're done here. In the end of this argument, he basically said that on the position of veiling, he believes Luke is absolutely right. And I thought that was kind of weird and cringe. So yeah, Atomic Lead says Saint John of Damascus apparently has an untranslated treatise on dragons. I think that would be interesting to read. Adrian White says Luke anti-Nicene Christianity. Luke the Evangelist wrote some icons which still exist. Yeah, I don't even know if Luke's his real name. Ortho Pirate says makes sense. He sounds very unstable, poor kid. And if you're wondering how the messages normally go here and pop up on the screen, it's because either you're a member, in which case your member chats automatically go up on the screen, or you can put a super chat on the screen as always. And so if you want to jump on the stream to ask a question or make a comment, just click the link in the top of the chat, or that's on YouTube. Or if you're on X, you just click on the link in X chat. And once again, if you want to jump on the stream, feel free. Norman Ernesto says, good evening, Norman Ernesto. Let me see here. Yeah, so kind of crazy. And so we'll see. We've got a debate coming now. I'll create a logo for it to advertise it. And we have to figure out the topic. I did talk to the other Paul. That's why we had to move it to next week. But yeah. It's either gonna. I would prefer to do the whole conceptual thing. Did the church die out in the 5th or 6th century? Because there's so much contiguous teaching in that period, especially between 400 and 700, that it becomes very hard to argue unless you start literally defending heretics early on. That you can maintain that position cogently. And so that's why I think it's kind of silly. But yeah, let's see here. Jacob Clemens says he seems mentally off, not to judge him, but by the way he's speaking, don't so right. I mean, I don't want to judge him. I know that people have, and he is Jacob, he may have his issues, which I think he's even admitted to some degree, but yeah, I don't I'm not gonna trash him. I feel bad for him. I did look at the stuff he sent me, and of course it looked like one sentence quote mines from early church fathers that we'd have to look at the context for. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Let's take a look here. So just so we can get started, the goal, as always now, as I said, it is for 200. We did not make goal last night, and it was all super chats, so that was, it's helpful, definitely, and I'm grateful. But yeah, let me see here. I have a goal of 200. We're currently at 0 because we just started, so that's totally normal. But yep. And if you want to help keep the lights on, support us by subscribing or donating at NFTU.net with various options like PayPal, Cash App, BTC, LTC, or XMR, or on GiveSendGo. Just look in the description. Let me turn that off there. And so, yeah, once again, we're having a quiet evening together while we look for opponents, and hopefully somebody decides to. I mean, I would like to engage, any question. It doesn't have to be challenges, but if you want to do challenge, I'm all for challenges. So just to be fair. So if you want to jump on stream to ask a question or make a comment, just click the link at the top of the chat. And don't forget, it's cafe time. If you're trying to get registered at frosenoscafe.com, the most exclusive True Orthodox forum in the world, let us know in the comments. Okay. And let's see here. But the big letter version, call in with questions or challenges. Yes. Okay. That's it. All right. So that's good. So let's see here, and in the meantime, I will look over, see if there's any news. I don't see much going on. Hold on a moment. Okay. So let's take a look, and let's see here. I guess we can head over to the Mighty X. That seems to be a source of information and entertainment. Let's take a look and see. Hold on here. Uh-huh. Okay, so let's go to the notifications on the X. Oh wait, we got any new comments? Yes. OTP released the conversation with Father Stephen Allen about 7 hours ago. Looking forward to watching that. I heard about that. I didn't realize that. And how long is it? Let's see if we can find it. Maybe we'll do that. Orthodox Traditionalist says, "Ola donuts." All right, let's see. So it was released about 7 hours ago. So is it on the Orthodox Traditionalist channel? If it's not too long, we'll review it. Give me a moment. Okay, Orthodox Traditionalist. Okay, let's see here. Okay, it's 2 hours long. That's really long. Okay, I can't review long. Yeah, once it's over an hour, I generally don't review it because that can make a 4-hour show. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this too. If you go to Orthodox Traditionalist channel, I am gonna just put that live there because that is his YouTube handle. And there is an interview with Father Stephen Allen, which was put up today. So Father Stephen has always been a good friend to the channel, and he's a great priest. So definitely. Okay, check out the reel I sent you. Hilarious. McPherson outdid himself. Okay, well that's entertainment. Let's go do that. Let's see what horribleness I've missed today. Shareable reel. Okay, so let's share this shareable reel and let's see what we got. Anderson Goncalves says, Father Moses deleted my comment when I called him out on his hypocrisy. Are you surprised? Is anyone really surprised with what these people do? Okay, let's do that and share.
The fact that the current Pope greeted and welcomed the Hindus on their holiday to the demons should tell you everything you know about this position. The Pope recently, in the last 3 days ago at the publishing of this video, just sent out a warm welcome or greeting to the Hindus. Who are the Hindu gods?
Now, keep in mind, the reason why this is funny is because Father Moses is going off on this meeting, not realizing that the head of the Moscow Patriarchate's Department of External Church Relations is here sitting next to the what is that? The Tibetan religion, Tibetan Buddhism. Okay.
Gods. We know that they're demons. They're not the Trinity. They're not God. They are evil spirits. These countries are in bondage to this evil, and then the Pope is wishing people congratulations on their time of year where they're celebrating basically a form of paganism. Christians never, ever thought like this. This is so foreign to Christianity that I would say anyone who teaches this type of relativism is clearly not a Christian. They do not uphold the Nicene Creed. It states very clearly, we believe in one God. Anything that deviates or teaches something other than that is not God. And as Christ said, there are only two masters in this world, God and the devil. That is it. This relativism should be an absolute red flag for any Roman Catholic who takes their faith and their love for God seriously.
Okay, hold on. Wow. Okay, let's go through this. Okay, Brian the Sweet says, thought this was interesting after traveling through Amish country. Anabaptists seized the city of Munster in 1534, or Munster, and attempted to establish a theocratic commune known as the New Jerusalem. After the rebellion was brutally suppressed in 1535, the bodies of the captured Anabaptist leaders were tortured, executed, and placed in iron cages that were hung from the nearby St. Lambert's church. The cages are still hanging on the tower. Wow, that's dark. That's crazy. Wow. Let me see. Yeah, and Anderson said, Father Moses deleted my comment when I called him out on the hypocrisy. Orthodox traditionalist says the Thai Buddhist patriarch. Jacob Clemens says the irony is wild. Bach Mojo, stop my cardio session to type bruh. Bishop Enoch says it's also possible that figures like Father Moses are themselves in the midst of internal spiritual psychological crises, and it will take some time to work out. Maybe so. Anderson Uncolibus says he made the same point regarding Muslims worshiping the same God as Christians, which his patriarch teaches. Wow. Hello, I'm late. Father bless. May God bless you in the name of the Father and of the Son and Holy Spirit. You heard him, people, said Orthodox traditionalist. Adrian White says Dalai Lama, I presume, next to his surgeon as representative. Okay, well that makes sense. All right, so that was a bit. I mean, we could watch it again. You know, it's short.
The fact that the current Pope greeted and welcomed the Hindus on their holiday to the demons should tell you everything you know about this position. The Pope recently, in the last 3 days ago at the publishing of this video, just sent out a warm welcome or greeting to the Hindus. Who are the Hindu gods? We know that they're demons. They're not the Trinity. They're not God. They are evil spirits. These countries are in bondage to this evil, and then the Pope is wishing people congratulations on their time of year where they're celebrating basically a form of paganism. Christians never, ever thought like this. This is so foreign to Christianity that I would say anyone who teaches this type of relativism is clearly not a Christian. They do not uphold the Nicene Creed. It states very clearly, we believe in one God. Anything that deviates or teaches something other than that is not God. And as Christ said, there are only two masters in this world, God and the devil. That is it. This relativism should be an absolute red flag for any Roman Catholic who takes their faith and their love for God seriously.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, that was fun. Let's get back here and check some comments. So we got Taylor Harden says, hello, I'm late. Father bless. I think I did that. You heard him, people. Adrian White says, Dalai Lama, presumed next to a surgeon as representative. Adrian White says, presumably the bodies in them, that is the cages, have long been eaten by the birds Zoroastrian sky burial style. Or the pirate says, much love from Florida, brother. It's gonna happen. Blind Reader John says, Father Beast is about to go into roid rage mode. Yeah, I mean, Father Beast, it's pretty funny. Wait till he finds out that the EP and the MP teach the things he's condemning, which, I mean, I'm sure that video will teach him. So, yeah. Let's see here. Once again, it is a live Q&A session. Anyone can call in just by using the link at the top of the chat, using the StreamYard in the in the X chat. Let's see. Bishop Enoch says the MP will allow any and all criticism of the Fanar's ecumenism, but will allow none about its own. Yeah, even though it's it's almost the exact same. So, but because it constitutes a tactical solution of theirs, that is correct. Absolutely. Let me see here. Okay, I might have to step out for like 2 minutes. Hold on. I wonder if I can put back the clock. No, okay, that's really a waste of time for something that will only take me 2 minutes. I just forgot to get my phone from downstairs. Andrew Cameron says the MP refuses to acknowledge face veiling and sky burials. Shameful. Bishop Enoch says, like, the Union of Orthodox Journalists will complain about the Kiev government, but then support the suppression of the Bulgarian old calendars. Yeah, absolutely. And also Ukrainian True Orthodox. So they're at least they're consistently an MP mouthpiece. So let's see here. All right. Okay, I'm gonna try to come back because I have to grab something from downstairs. Otherwise, I can't really see everything I need to see at once. So give me just a moment. I shall be back before one playing of our theme song. So we're gonna go like that, and we're gonna go like this, and we're gonna go like this, and we're gonna go like this. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I tried to go as fast as I can. First problem, as you can see, previously I did not have my glasses. I had left them downstairs. So I noticed everything was a little bit tougher to read. Second, I was dehydrated. And third, I'd left my phone home. I left my phone downstairs, which, just in case people do donate through PayPal or Cash App, I'm able to see it. So let's see what we missed. Hold on. Take off the BRB sign. Okay. Oh, let's see here. Jacob Clemens says, old calendarists are almost thought of as lesser people, particularly by the Orthodox, yet at the same time they're charitable to Roman Catholics to debate them, but not us. Well, that's actually part of the problem, because the fact that you have to be willing to be agreed with as some sort of quote-unquote brother to have a debate tells you it might not be a good faith debate for the audience. So that's something to keep in mind. Let's see here. Best video to show a friend about world orthodoxy? Probably the ecumenism videos about the Assisi meeting, etc. as a starter, because they're shocking, but they get the truth to you really fast. Other than that, I don't know. There's a few things. I mean, I'd recommend my debate with on the Crucible, but there's way better stuff. Like as I mentioned, the stuff about the Assisi meeting and the World Council of Churches. Let's see here. Adrian Weiss is very nice theme song, soft, mellifluent, not like the ghostly screeching sounds of most intros, which is pure earache or worse. Make it standard on all platforms. And welcome, Father Boniface. Hold on.
Benedicite.
Benedicite. How are you feeling, Father?
I'm feeling all right.
How are things
a
going
lot
with
of,
how are things going with the moving?
well, quite a challenge. I have to admit, I'm awakened to a new world. When I was starting off in construction at about 16 years old, and then there weren't as many regulations and the need to have permits, but the world has changed, and so now I've had to comply with certain regulations with the house I'm selling. But worse is the house that I'm buying.
Oh,
And
boy.
right now, the house, for me to, since I've been in the trade so much of my life, I can do all kinds of stuff. And so for me to take on a challenge of fixing the house up, hey, you know what? That's good, because you see, then I can do it myself and I can save a lot of money, right? Well, when you're under insurance regulations, you have to get people with the permits so that it complies with your local government. And so, and the only way you're going to get a permit is most times through a contractor. So if you're going to get a contractor, you're going to pay a contractor's price. And I mean, so if I did it myself, it would probably be just some materials and, my wage, whatever it is. But so you're talking 20% or even less to do the job. But these guys are going to come in and kill you. And that's what's happened to me here in my house here that I'm selling. I've been hit. But up there, according to insurance regulations, my house is almost uninsurable, which means I can't get a mortgage.
Wow.
So it means the only other option would be to get what they call a recondition the house mortgage.
Renovation? Yeah, okay.
Renovation mortgage. But then they have certain regulations about that you can't live on the premises. And then, so then I'd have to, maybe get an RV and live next to the house. And so it's becoming very burdensome. And so to the point where the burdens are so heavy that I can't bear them. So, so I just want to ask for people's prayers. And then this stuff is coming up within the next day or two, whether I'll be able to float this boat or not. And so otherwise, I'm
Yeah.
going to have to move up there and get me a rental, rent me a house to move into, or find a different house. But they're few and far between, and some of them are pretty pricey.
Well,
So
definitely you
I,
have our prayers, for Father Boniface. It's the most powerful thing that can help. I didn't
amen.
always, yeah, I didn't always, I'll be honest, I didn't always believe that. Sometimes, deep down, I thought to myself, well, human efforts are really what counts. God works with those who help themselves. I used to, in the back of my head, I used to believe those things, but I've learned over the past 2 years, prayer, is the most powerful tool you have, because God is way more powerful than all of our concepts of doing things. So yeah.
I tell you what,
Um,
I've seen the Lord help me in so many ways. Even trash picking tools, which I eventually needed. Um, you know, it's just really funny. And then the Lord helping me with doing things in the normal day of affairs where, if it, without his help, I'd forget stuff, or I wouldn't schedule stuff properly. And it just happens to, oh, yeah, I got to do that. So the Lord has just been wonderful in helping me in so many ways. So, and then, now that we're looking at an Orthodox work here, my situation is totally different now. And you're right, to see the Lord's work, and to have the community that has developed through your labors here with NFTU, and to have the community that we have. I thank God for it. And the community, whoever's listening, all your prayers are so vital. And so we are in this work together. But it's a challenge, and Satan is putting up a fight here. And
Absolutely.
so I need the Lord to help out. Yeah, yeah. So
All
thank
right,
you all.
no problem. Getting to the comments. That Atomic Lead says, "Thank you for your kind words, Adrian Wyatt." We all know, Atomic Lead is the author of our theme song. So that's it's always nice to get a compliment like that, and we love the theme. Grape Ape 5555 says, out of the Orthodox umbrella, what percent is true Orthodox? The number usually falls, and it's falling upwards slightly in the past 25 years or so, between 10 to 15% of the global Orthodox population. Also, is there a Discord I could join? I am personally and very much vehemently against Discord. I do not trust it at all. I trust it less now than I did when I first decided not to use it. I use the Discord for a messenger for, I believe, exactly one person at this point. And I don't have it on my phone. I recommend using the cafe, the Frozenos Cafe. Remember, it's cafe time. If you're trying to get registered at the FrozenosCafe.com, the most exclusive Orthodox forum on the internet, because you need to message me with a username so I can let you in. But that's what we recommend. I recommend on NFTU. I recommend groups on, our groups on X and on Gab. I don't do Discord. However, that being said, because of that, there are quite a few people who do have True Orthodox Discords. I'm assuming Cybercrapper is in one of them. I know that there's another one run, I think Death to Compromise and Unseen Warfare on it. I know there's another one that's, I think, Seraphim Webster runs. So there's a few True Orthodox Discords. We're not a monolith. We have different synods, we have different people. So, you'll find that. But I personally don't use Discord, although there are people in our synod who do. I don't. So I recommend people go to the cafe instead. Cybercrapper says, what's your username? Can they give? Okay, so maybe you found a place. Hopefully, let's see. Norman Ernesto says, my friend had a bad experience with the OCA, trying to let him know about True Orthodox. If the experience was any more than like 5 or 6 months, then I would recommend my debate on the Crucible, because he'll have an understanding of what World Orthodoxy is like and whatever bad issues there are, and I think that would be the best thing, because it deals with all of the issues in 2023, so it's pretty recent. Let's see here. Over the years, Gabriel Michael says, over the years, from sour experience, I have learned, just as a listener, I've seen that Discord is a very accurate name. Norman Ernesto says, yeah, it is Gabriel Michael. I agree. The debate against Resident Sleeper, yes, that one. It's the least confusing, and I watch it and I'm like, wow. I mean, I don't even know who that guy is. Like, because somehow I managed to do that okay. I still don't quite understand it. Forgive me, I was really thirsty. It's been a really weird week, I will say. And so, for Father Boniface, it's been a hard week. So prayers for both of us, please.
Yeah.
All right, and as always, I'm going to just note here, please help keep the lights on. Support us by subscribing or donating at NFTU.net with various options like PayPal, Cash App, BTC, LTC, XMR, or on Give Send Go. Just look in the description or go to the website. And our goal today is $200, and we are at 0. So that's how we're doing today. So hopefully things will be things will get moving. But if not, then we close up shop early. Remember, if we get to 75% of the goal, we will stay for an additional half hour. If we get to the whole goal, we'll stay till 11:30. But as it's looking right now, we're going home early. But hopefully that changes. Okay. Let me see here. I just got a message on the bat phone. Let me see here. Okay. Okay. Something about good news. I don't know if this is private. I don't think it's private, but okay, wonderful. Okay, good news. Good news from Bishop Enoch. They successfully connected the Give Send Go to the nonprofit account. The funds will be transferred in 24 hours, and then they can pay the plumbers. So the fixin' is fixin'. So glory to God. I think we established yesterday with Reader John that does count as a win. So I will just play the music, right? Winning. I can't do it. I have to record. I have to take his recording. I just don't sound right. I sound dorky. So he does it right. He does it well. So that's what I'm gonna have to do. Let's see here. What else have we got? Let's see. Looking around. Okay. Oh,
Well,
okay.
I'm going to sign off for a little bit. I might come back, but
yeah, no problem.
Things have been really busy. So anyway, God bless everyone. Thank you.
No problem. Wow, that was fast. I think his phone just disappeared, but God willing, Benedicite, he didn't make it there. Let's see here. Yeah, as I mentioned, we can't forget that even though there is now a new debate on November 1st, we still do have the debate on November 7th, which I shall put on the screen. I always want to announce that because we have been waiting for months for that debate. So here we go, and let's go down there and scroll up here, and boom, and boom. So November 7th, yours truly will be debating Elijah Yassi on the papacy. That'll be on the Gospel Truth channel. On X, that's TGT Engage, and on YouTube, it's the Gospel Truth. And as you can see, Marlon Wilson of the Gospel Truth will be the moderator. We now have a new debate, which I do not have a title for or a graphic for yet, but or now that I think about it, a topic for. But we will be having. Apparently, he really just wants to debate us, and he was very big on it being as long as possible. So he really liked that. So I think he thinks he's gonna do a smooth talking. And I don't think it's gonna work that way because it's always the same. I hate to say it, but sometimes it seems like you get people come in and they're like, "I've got the answer that you can't answer," and I'm like, "Are you sure?" And the truth is, they usually don't have that answer. I'm so grateful there was ice. Anyway, let's take a look here. So yeah. Remember, it is our live Q&A session, so if you want to jump on the stream to ask a question or make a comment, just click the link in the top of the chat. Anyone can call. You can call about any particular religious subject if you want to challenge, me as an Orthodox clergyman. You may do so, and if you want to challenge, someone on on a question that is tangentially related to Orthodoxy, then yeah, I'll answer it. Sometimes it doesn't always it's not always directly related, but anyone can call in, they can issue a challenge, they can go in and say, it's time to verbally take you down. Go ahead. And remember, as always, it's cafe time. If you're trying to get registered at theafrosinuscafe.com, let us know in the comments. And so let's see here. Kevin says, "Do you know Father Stephen Allen?" Yeah, I've known him for a few years. He's a very kind priest. He's really, really well known as a scholar and priest in true Orthodoxy. He's with the GOCK. And yeah, I've known him for years, and he's been a supporter of the channel, I should say, for a long time. So I'm, also grateful for that. Let me see here. Bakamojo says, "What's going on with Father Boniface? Anything we can do to help?" I caught the tail end of what he was saying. The best thing that you can do to help, honestly, is say a prayer for him, because he should be able to weather some of the stuff that he's going through financially, but the issue isn't financial. The issue is whether there's viability for one of the buildings he's trying to do, whether it can be solved in other ways that are not overly cost ineffective, and more importantly, whether everything is going to work out as planned. And so it has to work out according to God's will. So that's what I would say. I would say that it's tricky that way, but yeah, the best thing you can do is pray. And if you want to send donations, you can also do that. But the whole point is that you can do that on his channel, I believe. Let me see here. Kevin Ulf says, "I live near his church in Michigan, thinking about going." You should. It's a from what I understand, it's a very vibrant parish. So yeah, go for it. I would recommend it. So let's see here. Lots of doors slamming and stuff moving around. Busy night at the Sweden house, the Casa de Sweden. And so let's see what we've got going on here. All right, looking at comments. What's the Steelman of EO and TO and vice versa? Yeah, I would think the Steelman of EO would have to be institutional. And the Steelman of TO would have to be on truth. Let me see here. I'm looking at the YouTube comments now. Somebody asked if I could tell them if we believe in the toll houses, so I said yes. Let's see what else we got here. Yep. Okay. So that's about it. I don't see too much else going on. All right. So this is let's see what we got. It's anything interesting going on here. Reader John enters the studio. Welcome, Reader John.
Father bless.
May God bless you in the name of the Father and of the Son and the Holy Spirit. And so, yes, welcome aboard. It's interesting. You came a few minutes after Father Boniface left, so I've got someone to talk to.
How fortuitous.
So let's see here. So that is interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing the Father Stephen Allen interview.
Oh, me too.
But it's like 90 minutes long, so I wouldn't live review it. That would make our show like go to like 12:30 or something. But I'm glad you're back here just in case we do win at anything. Let's see here. So we are now just going into the end of the first hour. Once again, if you could help keep the lights on, support us by subscribing or donating at NFTU.net with various options like PayPal, Cash App, BTC, LTC, or XMR, or on Give, Send, Go. Just look in the description in the description. Yep. And our goal is currently 200. We are at 0. So in any case, if anyone wants to get us started, let us know. Ortho Pirate with a member chat. That's how you get them on the screen.
All right.
Bakamojo, the house he's wanting to purchase might not be insurable with let me see here. Insurable without permitted work being done that will run him way out of budget and might force him to find a location. Yeah, so God willing that does work out. Just say prayers because either it's gonna pass or it's not. Kevin says, I'm new to TO. I saw your debate with Dyer and felt something off with the response to your questions from the World Orthodox. I believe you mean my conversation with Dyer, because the 20-minute conversation, because I've never debated him. He will not do it.
Yeah, he's the coward. He won't debate.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, like, yeah, you remember, that sports song that they always sing from Seven Nation Army, like the, down, the White Stripes or something. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just like, Jay Dyer's a coward. Jay. Okay, anyway.
He needs his own theme song, yeah.
Yeah, he has his own theme song. Yeah, that one. Well, okay. Okay, that's enough. That's enough.
He does like cologne, though.
He does like what?
Oh, you didn't see that thing on Cleave to Antiquity where they were talking about cologne for like 3 minutes straight?
No, I didn't. Oh, I guess he's a cologne guy. All right.
Well, yeah.
That's cool. Let's see here. What else we got? Okay, so remember, it is a live Q&A session. So if you want to jump on the stream to ask a question or make a comment, click the link at the top of the chat. Or if you're on X, click the link in the X chat. And so it is, we're open to any discussion. Let's see. What the heck? I'm just gonna stay.
I didn't miss any Luke's or David or Jacobs or anything, did I?
No, nothing interesting. We did recap the last 20 minutes of last night.
Oh yeah.
Bakamoja says, understood, we'll keep in my prayers. HGB Carlson, the Luke guy from Anti-Nicene Christianity is making very valid points. Hop on the stream and tell us about them.
Very valid points? About what?
Yeah, I want to hear these valid points. Just click on the stream, man. We're more than welcome to listen. We want to understand all of that stuff. Oh, yeah. Black White 79 said, if Patrick Athenagoras lifted the anathemas in 1965, does that apply to all World Orthodox churches? Technically, it wouldn't as a technical question. However, all of them ended up going into the WCC and following him anyway. Yeah. And up until probably very recently with the Russian-Ukrainian stuff, all of World Orthodoxy was pretty much on board with what Patrick Athenagoras had done and what future EPs had done. So it's in that sense. So the answer is technically it doesn't, but it did because of what happened. Yeah. Have you thought about debating Corey Mahler? He's made some pretty shocking comments about Seraphim Rose. No, I don't think I'm going to debate Corey Mahler. Corey Mahler, his entire shtick is, Lutheranism and Hitler, and I'm just not interested. I'm not interested. He may say rude things. Most likely, I'll probably get hit with a racial slur. I don't care. But his arguments were not that good. James White, who I consider to be a middling Protestant debater. Hey, that was quick. Anti-Nicene Christianity's here. Welcome.
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me?
Huh?
Can you hear me?
Barely.
Okay, you're not the same anti-Nicene Christianity. You're a different one.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
They are Legion.
I'm not in that group, but I read their website and they're pretty good points.
Yeah, I guess if you get your religion on Discord, sure.
Yeah.
What good points do you think they have?
About icon veneration. So it's not really in the Old Testament. Like you can't worship or bow down to lifeless objects.
Unfortunately, your argument is stupid on 3 counts. The first one is that the temple had graven images in it, had graven angels in it. The second one is that pre New Testament Judaism had iconography, a lot of it, all over the place. Rabbinic Judaism had iconography, a lot of it, all over the place. Christian iconography can be located in the catacombs, tracing back to the earliest generations of Christians
Yep.
all over the place.
Yep.
The use of the veneration of icons is mentioned in different places, and also of relics. You find that in Acts of the Apostles, and finally, what was the other thing? Oh, yes, the Lives of the Prophets shows that even Jewish tradition shows veneration
Yeah,
to
like King
various,
David's tomb.
yeah, and
Yeah.
all the
Wait,
other
but
kings.
it's not in the Bible though.
Well,
Don't go.
not
No,
everything
don't
is
even.
in the
Don't
Bible.
do that. No. Here's your problem with that. The anti-Nicene Christianity people try to argue first that the church didn't really believe this, but then they quickly switch to sola scriptura once they've been caught on reality. That's why your
Even
points aren't
Wait,
good.
Even the-
but like,
yeah, but even the Bible says not everything's in the Bible.
yeah, I know, but you're relying on like archaeology and culture. Like we're in the church
Translation, you
fathers.
don't like our sources, so you're just because they don't agree with you.
Wait, but like I'm true Orthodox. I'm not with these people.
Yeah,
Like,
but
I don't
if
believe
you were
if you are
properly,
if you think they have. Do you think
if
that
you're
you
properly
have,
catechized, true Orthodox, then
no, I'm not baptized. I'm in the catechumen class right now.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But are you the guy who came on and saying that the Luke guy was making very valid points?
Yeah, I came in on right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they're valid points. If you are being catechized as a true Orthodox Christian, I recommend staying. It is absolute. These people are just. I mean, I hate to say this, they're just a very advanced version of Protestant. They're
Yeah.
using language implying that they are the original church when they don't believe the original church exists.
what synod are you attending?
Oh, Kalinikos.
Kalinikos. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
so they have pretty solid catechism. So it
Are
looks
you
like
are you in America?
No, I'm not.
I don't think so.
No.
What country are you in?
Sweden.
Oh, Sweden.
I was about to say you sound Scandinavian.
Yeah.
And
No,
you're
but
telling me that.
Sorry.
So you're telling me that you find what exactly do you find persuasive about these people? Because I don't find. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Luke came on the show yesterday, and I thought he sounded like an idiot. And I'm sorry to say that, but I think that he sounds like he's a very intelligent person saying very stupid things, and that's why we'll debate next week. But I can't find anything persuasive about his positions.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a good one because I think this is like the last straw. Like this is the last thing like I'm worried about because obviously it's a fake group, right? Because they say they have no priesthood. The church fell away.
Yeah, but here's the problem. There's another group like that and other groups like that. And they probably said there are lots of groups that don't even like him that are like that. So if you're going to keep waiting to see if there's another religion that can kind of fight it out better than we can, you're doing religion wrong. You have to go to look for the truth. And that means you have to find the church, the question of where the church is. We have it in the Acts of the Apostles that the church is real. We can't say that it disappeared. And you have to stick with it. And
I think
you have to do.
I think the scriptures is helpful to that, but you cannot solely leave it to scriptures, because the scripture is part of a tradition.
Let me see. Just some comments here. Kevin says, a friend of mine put me onto your channel. He's True Orthodox in Alberta. God willing, if you make it to church, it's going to be great. I hope you do. And I think that if you're going to Father Stevens, it's great.
Alberta.
Orthodox traditionalist says, if you're a catechumen, stay off the internet and stay in the books. I would say even the internet can be useful. Stay off Discord because that is just, and like socials, because they just will, the people are obsessed there. Or the pirate with a member chat says, Luke gives me Manson vibes. I don't know yet. I don't know. He's clearly trying to. He clearly was trying to give off airs of being just a nice regular guy. When I'm pretty sure.
Well, yeah.
Kind of
I'm worried those guys. I'm worried those guys that present themselves as, let's just be calm. If I stay calm, then they might believe me.
I'm a calm person, and I'm not a leader. I'm just a guy who knows all the founders.
I'm not.
Yeah, he invited me to his Discord server.
No, of course he did. That's how he grows.
Yep.
It's like a cult there.
Yeah, it is a cult.
Discord has a lot. It's used for cult type recruiting and
Well,
stuff.
yeah,
like
I
that.
mean,
That's
look
part of
at
the reason why I'm not a fan.
OC, whatever his name is.
OCZ or OCZ pretending to be OCJ.
OCJ or OPP down with me.
They have
that's called a
laymen.
sociopath. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
They have
unfortunately,
laymen consecrating the Eucharist in
then
that
they're not consecrating anything.
They're
it's
playing. They're playing church.
weird.
And it's
I think the kids call it LARPing.
But I'm looking forward to the debate because I think there's veiling, a lot of other issues. I don't understand why we went from that, why we diverted from that. Because
we didn't divert from that. There was a diversity of practice in terms of veiling throughout the world.
Yeah, and it's not a dogmatic issue. It was it's according to the culture and norms of the time. That's a small T tradition, not a big T. He wants to make it a big T because then he can say
that's the thing. They want to make the most minuscule things look like they're
dogmatic
really big
issues.
dogmatic deviations. That way they can leave people confused, and ultimately the source of who decides what is a dogmatic deviation is the
bishop. Yeah, the bishop decides.
I'm saying in their kind of system, the cult leader will create deviations that make.
Oh yeah, well it's all about eisegesis.
But what about divorce and remarriage? Like Jesus said, it's like forever, like marriage. And
right, but the church had always had a rule for second marriages, and Jesus did say, except for adultery, and this is what they don't want to understand.
Well, and the second and third marriages they're penitential marriages, or you're to live as brother and sister. It's not like you're going, hey, let's hook up with number 2 and number 3. That's not how it works in the church.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean? Like the second marriage, you can't have.
No.
What do you mean?
You're not supposed to.
I mean, you're not supposed to. I mean, but people do, and then they have to go to confession. But
Yeah, but that's a pastoral issue.
Wait, but I thought it was like you can do no, you can't do it. You're not supposed to do it.
In Orthodoxy, when you get a divorce, there is a guilty party and an innocent party.
Yep.
So it doesn't work like secular marriages do.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean?
There's no such thing as a no-fault divorce.
Yeah, Bakamojo says here, he went from just a humble, chill guy who's not the leader to Lord Luke, who cannot be defeated real quick, and Jacob became his hype man real time. Yeah, no. I mean, I hate to say this, but we've seen this movie before.
Yeah, it's called narcissism.
Yeah. We've seen this movie before, so I have a strong feeling that let me see here. Grape Ape asked, the ex-Muslim who turned Christian who mocked the nun, is he true Orthodox? He's not even world Orthodox anymore. The nun was true Orthodox, ironically, but he was not, and he now has from what I understand, he's left his wife and I believe Orthodox Christianity. Yeah. Sociopaths are narcissistic. Well, yeah, he fits he checks off all the boxes. We know this.
Not to mention cringe.
We've been doing this for a few years now. I mean, I hate to say this, but he's kind of just a villain of the week to me. I mean, that's
Snidely Whiplash. I see who you are.
We're ready for you. Okay, sure. And so, I feel like if you're taking this seriously, have you gone to church? Are you going to church in Sweden there? I'm just going to call
you going to the monastery?
I'm just going to catechism. How do you say it? Like catechism class.
Catechism.
Yeah. But at a church, right?
At a parish, or
okay. Not on Discord.
No. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Stick
with
the real world and stop taking these people seriously. They are they're spiritually dangerous, but they'll also they'll take away IQ points.
I wish I were in your position, because if I knew what I knew now, I would attend as many services as I was able to. I would take whatever the priest hands me to read or learn, and just imbibe it as much as possible. You're in a beautiful place right now. I mean,
you are in the best place you could be on earth. So
yeah,
take advantage of it. But if you have objections anymore you want to throw out, that's cool. We'll listen to it.
What do you
Orthopirate
mean I'm in
says,
the best position?
hold on. Orthopirate
Well,
says
because
probably
you're at the beginning of your journey into Orthodoxy, and you have the chance to truly learn how to pray, participate in the life of the church. There's a lot of people that didn't take advantage of their catechumenate.
And yeah, you want to really take advantage of all the services that you can attend, etc.
Yeah.
Because it's truly God ordained beauty, meant to restore as many as possible in the world.
Yeah, it'll change you.
Yeah, it'll never compare to having goofy arguments on Discord. Orthopirate says probably has that overly opened upper eyelid stare. LOL. Well, he will be on camera for the debate. He did agree to that. So I imagine he's probably a fairly normal looking guy, if not a charismatic looking guy. This is none of it's new. So we'll see.
But there is like I shouldn't be on Discord at all, but I uninstalled it because of this. But there's like a lot of people slandering the GOCK with like a lot of
guess
like
what? You're not. But guess what? You're not the. I know, but you're not the defender of the bishop. You don't need to worry about that stuff.
Yeah.
You just need to. I would avoid Discord and just worry about learning about the faith and learning how to pray first of all. So
yeah, but
that's why I
no matter where you go in True
Orthodox,
Orthodoxy,
yes.
No matter where you go,
don't worry.
Hated.
Don't worry. Well, by the time you get baptized and you spend a few years in the church, you'll be right up here with us pretty soon. Don't worry about it.
Exactly.
You got to learn the basics before you can get out there and start smacking on the heretics.
Yeah, you don't have to.
How do I know if I'm in the true like synod or like the true church?
Well, you know. I mean, the whole point is, how are you not in the true church?
Well, let me ask you a question. What drew you to the Clinico Synod?
I personally experienced like ecumenistic like tendencies when I visited.
That's what drew you to the synod.
No, yeah, what drew you to
I was
it?
never Orthodox, but I spoke with a bishop and a few priests in World Orthodox churches in my area, and I didn't like their answers personally.
Well, that tells me that you're running away from something. But what drew you? What attracted you to true Orthodoxy?
Oh, like Christianity in general, you mean?
Just true. I mean, specifically true Orthodoxy. What? I mean, you decided to become a catechumen, right?
Yeah. Like, well,
what attracted you to become a catechumen in a true Orthodox church?
Well, first of all, like I'm a Christian, right? So I want to find a true church.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but that's why I turned away from the World Orthodox, and I wanted to find one that was, like stuck to the teachings.
Yeah.
So you want true confession that hasn't changed at all.
Tradition.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, I got you. All right.
Great.
Well, you're in the right place.
Yeah, but I still don't know because there's like a lot of TO groups that don't have communion with each other, and they're different.
Like, I mean, honestly, think about how much the True Orthodox have gone through over the past 100 years. There's going to be division.
In the past 30 years, they've been sorting out a lot of those issues. Even if they're not fully in communion, they have communication now, which 30 years ago I wouldn't have said that.
What about very different?
Hold on. Professor Goldstrecker says, "Can you see my comment here?" Yes, I can, but is that the only comment, or did I miss a comment? Is my question.
Can you hear me now?
Continue. Yeah, but we do see your comment.
Okay. So you're wanting to know if you're in the right synod?
Yeah. What about like Cyprianism and like other heresies?
What heresy?
Cyprianism.
We did an episode on that. I'm pretty sure. You should go back and look at that. We did talk about that. It was it actually, if you look in recent videos, recent lives, you'll see the picture of Metropolitan Agafongo and Metropolitan Cyprian. I recommend listening to that episode.
Okay.
We discussed that directly.
Yeah.
Orthodox traditionalist says, seriously, just go to talk to Father Anders Ackerström or Father Alexander Haar. I don't know who those are, but I assume you might if they're near you.
Was it alive like recently?
No, I think
it was like 5-6 weeks ago.
Okay.
No more than that. It's recent. Professor Goldstricker says, I have a lot of questions. Is there a Telegram group for True Orthodox? I believe there is. Greetings, Jacob. Welcome. Let's see here. So yeah, there is a Telegram group for True Orthodox. I believe Orthodox Traditionalist runs one. I believe there's actually a couple of other ones as well. So yeah.
On Telegram?
Yeah, on Telegram.
He needs to follow OTP on Telegram for sure.
All right. Welcome, Jacob. I hope we haven't offended you.
I just saw the stream happening a few minutes ago, so
okay.
I don't think anything offended me.
Okay, cool.
Black Ortho Acolyte says I'm Luke's hype man, which I think is pretty funny.
Well, I mean, you switched into that role yesterday.
You kind of.
I talked to the priest we mentioned backstage the first time I came on your stream. I won't say his name publicly. He's a True Orthodox priest that I'm friends with.
Yeah, I know who you're talking
Reader
about.
John knows who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So he's been watching your streams with me, and he's also been trying to help me to convert to Orthodoxy and get over Luke's group, which they kicked me out of. But like I guess the problem.
Wait, hold on. Count your blessings that they kicked you out of that group. After talking to him, he's a piece of work.
But here's the thing,
he's very interesting.
If you're not familiar, I sent you with I just re-forwarded it to your Deacon Joseph email, not the public email that you have, NFTU editor.net, because I sent you some of Luke's material, but I would recommend watching his 2.5 hour. I know
I'll take a look at it. I mean, I always do debate prep, so you don't have to worry about that.
Okay, because
there are a couple of things.
The True Orthodox priest I talked to, he was worried you would get smashed, and this would just be like Luke.
Yeah, right.
Wait. Now I want to know who this True Orthodox priest is. I'm like, really?
I'll tell you who he is if we talk after. Father Reader John knows who I'm talking about.
Yeah,
just type it in the private chat.
Can I do that? Okay, yeah. All right, just don't say it out loud because I'm not trying to.
Actually, private chat.
I don't want to dox myself or anything else.
Can you email or message me the name? I mean, I'm not going to be upset.
I put it in private chat. I just don't read it out loud. But
that private chat. I'm okay.
I know who he's talking about.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I don't want to give him his name out publicly is because he's not an online personality.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but you know who I'm talking about. So
I know who you're talking about.
He's a friend of a mutual friend of mine. That's how
he's
I met him.
He's a nice guy. Yeah. And I think we've had our occasional disagreements, and I'm that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm more concerned that he thinks that I'm gonna get smashed by Luke because
it's because
you don't understand. I'm gonna explain, Jacob. Just to be clear, neither of us, based on what Luke said yesterday, take him seriously. As possibly as a debater.
He's very confident in pretty much vaporware.
Yeah, and so the fact that Father Chad is like, I'm worried about this, no.
Well, Father Chad, he didn't say he was necessarily worried. I shouldn't. Oh crap! I just said his name. Well. No,
I already said his name out first.
Well, I didn't want him to be. Okay, whatever.
There's no confession here. This is just people talking.
But my point is that he's more concerned that you wouldn't do debate prep. But if you're going to do debate prep and you're familiar with what Luke is saying,
I always do debate prep. He hasn't watched any of my debates then.
So then if that's the case, then I'm not too worried because I mean, and you also have to agree where you want to, because I noticed some discrepancy because it seems like Luke wants to just make the case for the fathers for the first 5 centuries taught that women are to veil the face, and this was dogma.
It seems like Jacob. Hold up, buddy. Let me narrow it down for you. Let me narrow it down for you, buddy. That's not even a dogmatic issue, and he's trying to make it a dogmatic issue.
But it seemed like Father Joseph. It seemed like you wanted to push back on whether they even taught that or not. Which I wouldn't. If you know how thorough Luke is, I wouldn't waste my time.
That's regional.
Yeah,
I mean, you can.
The whole point is there's a lot of different angles
That's
and
a very
aspects to
nuanced.
it, and even more importantly, I did look at the quotes you sent, and even those need contextualization.
Church fathers?
I don't think this. Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah,
it's
those
gonna
are that was quote money in there, buddy.
Right, and
Yeah.
another big part of his argument is like the word that St. Paul uses in 1 Corinthians 11 is kataklupto, and this implies, like in the scriptures, this implies a face veil. That's another one of his arguments. So
yeah,
and it seems pretty solid. I mean,
it's not that solid.
Okay, well, I guess we'll see.
I mean,
just so you're aware of what he's
way,
arguing.
it's a very good sales pitch. Excuse me, very good sales pitch, but that is not necessarily true. I do want to get to comments real quick. Professor Goldstriker says the closest to Orthodox Church is 8 hours from me.
Whoa.
I'm with OCA. Please pray for me in the OCA. I worry the OCA can't be the true church because of ecumenism and other things. Your suspicions are probably justified. I would suggest looking in the maps that we have underneath both of them to see what is the closest, and then I would just start making phone calls. Grape Ape 5555 says,
wait, hold up. Is he in the United States? Because 8 hours is really long.
Yeah, that's
there's in the Midwest that does happen.
Maybe he's going where Father Chad is going in Wyoming. Maybe he'll be a true Orthodox priest to send to there. I'm guessing if you're 8 hours away from the Orthodox Church.
I wouldn't share too much online.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, if you're 8 hours away from
I'm sure Father wouldn't appreciate that.
No, he's public about where he lives. I mean, I was more concerned about
a priest. Not his actual address. I hope.
I'm just making sure you don't go too far with that description.
Yeah.
Well, actually, his former address was public, but whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm sure the next one will be public too, but it's up to him to release that.
Right. I'm not going to. I don't know where he's going either. I just know the state. Anyway.
And Grape Ape 5555 says, "Are true Orthodox pacifists? What is the stance on the Second Amendment? I heard Orthodox are pacifist and are not allowed to own guns." Incorrect. Orthodox, quite a few Orthodox own guns. True Orthodox own guns. Clergy cannot own guns, but my family can own guns. So technically, I can't fire a gun as a clergyman. But if somebody else needs to fire a gun, they can. And remember, Orthodox hunters exist. I mean, that's silly stuff when you hear.
Although there are some World Orthodox priests that didn't pay attention to that memo.
Yeah, Father Peter hears he's a pacifist.
Yeah. Okay, that's just weird. He's not our problem.
I think it's like for the debate, like super important to focus on like iconoclasm, Mary's sinlessness, and the.
Are you one of
if we're doing that, we're literally going to be debating the.
That's why I wanted to focus.
That's going to be more than a 3-hour debate.
Wait, who is this guy?
I can do it in 3.
This is Mr. Catechumen from Sweden.
He's a catechumen.
So you're not one of Luke's people, are you?
Well, he came on.
He stumbled on their Discord and was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a hype man.
So this is partly what I in the year that I've been debating Luke now, because I was with him for 6 months, and then the last year I've been trying to debate him. So the year I've been trying to debate him, he will typically go on to like 15 different things. I call them his 15 theses against the Orthodox Church.
That's called a gish gallop.
Did you say theses or theses?
Exactly. Theses, not the F, THES, like Martin Luther. But anyway, he and just so you know, I sincerely think Luke does want to be Orthodox. I just think he can't do it because of his conscience.
Not unless he learns some humility.
You don't know Luke. No. You don't know Luke personally. But anyway, my point is,
but I don't trust him either. Little Wing 7 with a member comment says, "You have little faith, Jacob."
Yeah, I guess we'll see.
Hey, Jacob.
Who are you, Jacob?
Jacob, lay off the coffee, please. You gotta slow down, man. I'm an old man. I can't barely keep up with it.
Yeah, and I'm mid-20s, and I drink a lot of caffeine. So
I can tell.
Oh, that explains it. We got to switch up the beverages.
I drink 2 pots of coffee a day. I think so. Yeah.
I think you maybe want to switch to the tea. There's some good teas.
Dude,
out there,
you were. Hey, Jacob, you ever seen that cartoon movie Over the Hedge?
Maybe like 20 years ago. I don't know.
Okay, you remind me of Hammy. I'm just saying.
Is that the one that was like a squirrel and he was like hyper?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Hammy. Yep. You're Hammy.
Yeah, it makes sense.
All right. Well, once again, since we are now in the 20th minute of the second hour, I will say real quick, help keep the lights on. Support us by subscribing or donating at NFTU.net with various options on the website like PayPal, Cash App, BTC, LTC, or XMR, or on Give, Send, Go. Just look in the description at the top of the chat. because right now our goal for today is 200, and we are currently at 0. So we're probably gonna have to play the sad sound pretty soon. But in any case, well, we do have what, a half hour to go. About
I might actually get to see my
38
pillow
minutes.
early.
So, oh well. Let me see here. Professor Ghostrecord says, "Can you type the Telegram channel name here somewhere I can speak with a priest?" I don't use Telegram, so I don't know. But I'm sure if
OTP, if he's still in here, you can put
he can
yours
help.
in there.
Yeah, put yours in there, and that'll be good.
Wait, is Jacob Orthodox or is
Jacob is he's kind of an
World
escapee.
Orthodox.
Yeah, he was World Orthodox, and then he joined Luke's thing, and then he escaped. And
pretty much, yeah.
Wait,
I'm sorry. I've been saying it's a Discord cult. I'm not going to back down on that.
No, that was my first impression. I should have stayed away. And
wow,
I
that was cold-blooded. True, but cold-blooded.
I listened to him too much, and then he got in my head. So
Wait, did you actually leave Orthodoxy for Luke's?
Well, he was World Orthodox.
Well, but so basically I didn't really leave. I just sort of couldn't in good conscience keep going to my World Orthodox church, particularly because it was a very liberal World Orthodox church.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I know who he's talking about.
I was already planning on not going there anymore anyway. Once Luke brought up the veiling and different stuff to me, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna stay home and figure this out. And then at one point I tried to come back, and they were like, "Nah, you're infected with heresy. You can't commune again." So
didn't that priest end up leaving Orthodoxy anyway?
The particular priest that we're talking about, I won't name him publicly, but
no, I won't either.
Orthodox. He's still Orthodox. I mean, he's World Orthodox, but he's Orthodox.
Oh, barely. Okay.
Wait, but veiling is pretty important though. I think they should do it in church, especially.
Well, they don't. His this particular World Orthodox church, none of the women veiled, pretty much, except for his wife.
Was it OCA?
Well, was it head veiling or face veiling?
Not any kind of veiling. And women would wear pants and stuff. It was a really liberal World Orthodox church.
Oh, really?
And I won't give out the jurisdiction because it would dox me immediately, so I'm not going to do that.
Oh, yeah.
I think Reader John knows. I already told him.
I know your secret.
Yeah. So, yeah.
But you don't need niqab, right? You just need the head veiling, right?
Well, that's what Luke thinks is the niqab. Yeah.
Dude, that's so
he
bad.
Wants to make it so he wants to make it full Muslim.
He thinks that even the traditionalists, True Orthodox women that veil the heads, he thinks even they're
I mean, there was a time when the widows would do that, but I mean,
yeah, and actually that there was a time
that's kind of
some of the virgins would do.
Yeah,
that,
that's the predecessors to what we call nuns today.
Yeah, exactly. But that's precisely why Islam kind of adopted that, because they wanted their women to look like nuns.
Yeah. Yeah, we made their women nuns.
I don't know about that. I think
it's actually really vile, because I think that there's some perverse interest in looking at your wife like she's constantly a virgin, or looking at your slave like she's constantly a virgin.
I wouldn't.
Well, I mean,
I think it's pre-Islamic. I don't think they got it from us.
I mean,
Luke's video has a whole hour that's veiling was the practice of women across the whole world because it came from Noah. It came from Noah. So there were some isolated tribes that were more
not quite
primitive, but the civilized world, watch the first hour of his video, because it's
I'm not gonna waste my time,
world
bro.
From China
I'm not going to research that much.
Europe.
No.
Well, anyway,
Ortho Pirate says, "I'm curious what Matthew thinks of these guys." Yeah, I think Matthew would probably think I can't speak for him, because he is a Protestant, but I would say he probably thinks they're crazy.
Yeah, but he's all about metanoia now, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Or by Tanya.
Let's see. Grape says, "What is your view about the conflict going on in Ukraine?" My view is it's a fratricide being planned by globalist dictators, and it's awful. I'm not pro Ukraine or pro Russia. I'm pro poor soldiers that are getting dragged in and being thrown into a meat grinder.
It's not easy being a proxy.
Yeah, it's disgusting, and it's so that's my view. I think a pox on both their houses. It's shameful. And I will say that there are loyal Russians and Ukrainians on both sides who also, they deplore this stuff. They're loyal to their countries, etc. But the point is, who could possibly be happy seeing their countrymen being killed for essentially no reason?
This is not the people's fault. This is the government's fault.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The Luke guy is also like he's against like women working. Like they should only be in the
He's
house.
right about that. I would say.
Well, I'm not gonna. Here's what I'm gonna. I'm not gonna go full feminist, but I would say that the standard Christian model has always been that men worked and
Man, he's like stuck in a certain time that doesn't exist.
Well, I think it's not even that he's stuck in a time that doesn't exist. I think he wants to kind of create that time. But I understand. I'm okay with homemaking moms. I
know the
that
women
should
in
be
his
the
group
ideal.
Aren't allowed to leave the home, and when they do, they have to wear the full face veil with like one eye open or two eyes open.
So when is he going to convert to Islam?
Yeah, that's why I called out the Islam. I called out the Islam thing repeatedly yesterday because that's what he sounded like he was advocating.
Wow.
Well, he does call Islam a satanic religion and a false prophet and stuff.
Oh,
so, I mean,
sure,
he's not
of course, he's running a cult, but the point is, he's still doing the same things.
Yeah, but he's cribbing notes from him.
Okay, but are the Muslims wrong about like we should fast for periods?
You know, have you ever looked at the Quran to see what the reason Muslims fast is? You know
I've
what the
read
reason is?
Quran,
Yeah. Okay. Do you remember what the reason for the fast is?
Ramadan is when the Quran was being recited. I know that.
No, they're cribbing Lent.
I don't think that's not what the Quran
it's
says.
actually in the Quran. It says because of what everyone else is doing around you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Well, they do believe
this is what happens when you actually study real stuff.
Yeah, they did believe that Christianity started out Islamic, and
well, they were cribbing from Aryans.
Right.
Yeah,
that's what they believe. Yeah. So.
I'm using the word
I would not go and try to insult him and be like, you're like a Muslim, because he I mean, you could say that.
I wouldn't do that in a normal debate.
That's what Protestants do with Orthodox all the time. They try to say you're just like Muslims, trying to
they're acting like Muslims.
I would, but I'm not a nice guy.
No,
I mean,
but I'm saying
I don't think saying Muslims do that is really an argument. But
no, I understand that. But the whole point is that wouldn't be it's not a valid
debate point.
Yeah,
you don't understand. For me, a 3-hour debate is a very limited amount of time, so I take every second seriously, because I know that you will run out of time faster than you can. So you have to make the point and make it hard. So I'm not going to waste time with that unless it's there. Let me see here. Leonidas, interesting question. He says, with a member chat, do people like Pantaleon Metropolis, Pangratios Rionis, and Ramsey Musallam discredit True Orthodoxy? I think there are
they discredit themselves.
They discredit themselves, and I think more importantly, there are, I hate to say this, there's just as many, if not lots more, abuse in World Orthodoxy going on. I mean, they had a whole organization devoted to trying to stop it. But I will say that Ramsey Musallam and Pangratios Rionis are much more similar. The Pantaleon, trope of evil elder, even though I don't think he was evil, I think he was flawed and he had problems, which he finally opened up to before he died, which was good. So, there's something there, at least some level of repentance, I think. But Pangratios Rionis, he basically illegally claimed an episcopate that wasn't real and then just collected people. And I feel like Ramsey Musallam's doing the exact same thing. So he's like Pangratios too.
They're trying to make vegans great again.
Yeah, exactly.
What about David though? Like name worshiping.
What about what?
Like name worshiping.
Name worshiping is a heresy.
Yeah, that's a heresy.
It's already been condemned in like 112 years ago. So there's no reason to bring it up again. What's on the books is enough.
Unless you're.
Go ahead.
Unless you're in certain independent jurisdictions that are not in communion.
Like
I think you mean like
though,
Yeah.
But like, isn't like Dionysus, he spoke like in the divine names,
and
like
we don't deny that the name of God is holy. We just deny that the name of God is God Himself.
But if like His energies are God Himself, and the energies like are inside the names.
No,
then it's God Himself.
They can be contained inside the names, but they are not the names. Names are created.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you see that slippery slope you just entered?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why they when they say, "Oh, it's like an icon is not an energy; it is a created object."
Yeah.
He got it.
That-
I heard it. The light bulb went off.
I literally heard the light go off in your head. So that was awesome. Let's see here. Great Babe says, what would you say to someone like myself who doesn't know the difference between True Orthodox and World Orthodox churches beside the calendar? Is there a top three? Yes, there is. 1 is the calendar. 2 is heresy. We don't have that. We don't tolerate that.
True
Orthodox have
confession.
never tolerated that. And the true confession of faith.
And we didn't change. They did.
Let me see here. Leonidas says, will you be addressing the Hildebrandtianism in the upcoming debate? I assume you're talking about this debate, the one on the papacy. It will come up. Definitely.
It has to.
I can't imagine Elijah doesn't know that. So it will definitely come up. And Leonidas said the calendar, ecumenism, Sergianism. Those are good answers. Good answers. Also true.
But those are all heresy.
Yeah,
or 2 of those are heresy. One of
the
those
new
is
calendar, the heretical practice, and then the other
heretical practice. Yeah,
definitely. Let's take a look here and see. Okay, so we are now in the last half hour of the second hour, and I hate to say this, guys, but we're still at 0. So
no bueno, unacceptable.
Unacceptable, but
lock the doors, lock the windows,
lock the doors, lock the doors. Feel some shame. All right, but anyway, hopefully someone said something good. Things are expensive. Like I have to actually do I mentioned the car started doing an oil change thing, and I do have to change that. And I used some money that was sent on the before stream that I was going to use for that on food. So I still got to take care of that. So God willing, that'll take care of itself. That's it's like $50, but there are ongoing expenses all the time. So,
come on, guys, we can at least do a PayPal or GiveSendGo for $50.
Oh, that would be great. Well, PayPal would be better because GiveSendGo takes.
That's what I said. Sorry, PayPal or Cash App. That's the one I was looking at.
And of course, if you want to jump on stream to ask a question or make a comment, click the link at the top of the chat. And remember, it's cafe time. If you're trying to get registered at theofrosinoscafe.com, let us know in the comments. That way we can register you by username. Oh boy.
So there seems to be a lot of things, like he says, like there's no female bodies in the resurrection, there's like no deaconess anymore, like all of these things. Did you just find Luke? Yeah,
did you just find Luke? Okay, if you just found his arguments, brother, if I can give you advice, just focus on one. Don't let him
no. I'll give you even better advice. Don't focus on any of them.
Yeah, I know. But if it's gotten in your head, you got to get the poison out, and that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
Don't let him gish gallop you with 18,000 different arguments you can't handle all at once. Get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Don't poison your mind and seed confusion. I mean,
it's interesting.
No,
a lot of what he says
he's
is
preaching
true.
falsehoods.
His interpretation is wrong. He thinks that like a lot of this stuff is trivial, which we think is trivial. He's like, no, it means the church fell away. It's like, no, you're.
What are you talking about? We, dude.
I think
you're still working on your repentance.
I think he's starting to feel like True Orthodox adjacent because he's.
I'll tell you why. Because the World Orthodox, and I just had one come and tell me to stay away from you, but he was like, the World Orthodox I talked to, Craig Truglia, for example, they won't deal with Luke. They said Luke is too mean. We won't debate him. He's an idiot. Jacob, don't even talk to this guy. So I'm like,
yeah, it sounds like
you guys abandoned me to the wolves. So if the True Orthodox are schismatics, you've kind of shoved me into their corner by refusing to help me out. So
yeah, well, that's the point. Is
no problem. We got you. We're the real Orthodox.
Not afraid of debating anyone.
But most people I'll notice are I don't know if they're afraid. I just think Luke's a waste of time. There was one World Orthodox who did try to debate Luke, but then just started going on like argument from incredulity. Like your movement is so stupid because there's no more worldwide church or the patriarchates, therefore you're wrong. So I mean, by that same logic, he would dismiss you guys.
Leonidas, hold on. Leonidas says, "Who's Luke?" I will tell you. If you watch the beginning of the stream, it's actually a cover of. We actually
watch the last 20 minutes of the last stream.
Right. Or if you watch yesterday's stream. Yeah. So Luke is he's a guy who we call anti-Nicene Christianity. He calls himself anti-Nicene Christianity.
I
But,
call him Netter
I think
Butter.
he's that's another way to call him. And so he basically like runs like a little Discord cult, but he's got a few hundred people, and so for their sake, we're gonna try to.
A lot of them are ex-Orthodox catechumens.
He's OCJ adjacent.
Yeah,
But
I mean, you have
say,
to realize online catechumenate, thanks to people like Jay Dyer, like is huge, but it doesn't always fizzle out into church. So that needs to happen, and this is why we've been pushing people who do that they should go to church. And Bakamojo with a $5 super chat. Thank you, first one on the board.
All right.
Since he won't acknowledge you. Since he won't acknowledge you as priest at the end of the debate, hit him with Luke, I am your father.
He used to be a big Star Wars fan. I love that.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
Father, take note of that, please. If you do that, I will give you $50.
I'll take it. I will do that. I will end the debate. I will find a way to end somewhere. Maybe my opening, maybe my closing, but I will end with Luke, I am your father.
No. Search your feelings. You know it to be true.
Search your heart.
You know orthodoxy to be true.
You know orthodoxy.
Yeah.
Search your delusion. You know it to be true.
Search your delusion. Oh, that's good.
What's this? Oh, okay. What's this? Oh, Nathan. Okay. Let me see here. Okay, someone sent me $10 for a donation, and I said the name, but just the first name. So anyway, we're gonna put that in. Thank you so much. So we are at $10 now. We're at 15. So we can go. We can change this now to the goal is now 185. And thank you for that. And hold on, and that is in the wrong section. And I will take that down there and put that here. N15. Thank you
guys
so much. N for 10 actually, and now it's 15 total. So
15.
Let's get it. That's good.
But
whoa, we're up to 15, and we still have 20 minutes to go. So hopefully we can add an extra half hour here.
Because Papa needs an oil change.
But I have a question. Like, theoretically, would the Orthodox be even better? Like, would the situation be even better if we actually followed all of these things? Like, of course, like the Discord cult is false, but if Orthodox still had veiling, still had
we still have veiling.
Yeah, we still have veiling.
But not in that particular way that a lot of the anti-Nicene fathers taught it with these.
Well,
yeah.
no, that's
if you're a nun,
I spoke to another true Orthodox priest, and I've even seen tradcaths admit this, that ideally women would veil, because they read St. Clement of Alexandria and other people, and ideally women would veil everything except the eyes. Ideally, but I don't think it's a.
But it wasn't that.
Away from that.
Well, here we're circling back here again. It's not dogmatic. It was
exactly. It's not apostasy.
It was modesty in that time, in that place, in that culture.
I can't tell you the priest sojourning one.
We're in a different time. We're in a different place, and we're in a different.
We know who he is, but we don't need this. He's not.
I think that we have to accept that again, the church gave concessions to people because they could not handle it at its perfection, and so. What happens with this is that people take the concessions and then they say, well, that's a moral failing. The problem is that they're speaking outside of experience and usually misinterpreting what is actually what is actually happening to people in real life. And so they get a distorted view of reality. It's like I mentioned, with the 40 days of fasting, the fact that we can eat a certain number of foods during Great Lent is because people couldn't handle just eating a little bit of bread and water every day. Yes. Because many people got sick from that. But that was the ideal, and it still is the ideal. And there are still people in Orthodoxy who do it today. Not many, but it can be done.
And bishops are the one who guide the orthopraxis.
Yeah,
it's not something you do willy-nilly in a cult on Discord.
Yeah,
but that's what's kind of happening is that.
But so another way he gets around that is he denies that there's valid ordinations. And I wanted to debate this, but he won't debate it.
That's always the jump off point. As soon as they do that, that's the kind of
if they deny apostolic succession, boom.
Well, he
There you go.
believes in
That
it. He
means they
just
deny the
it's
power of
weird.
the Holy Spirit at Pentecost.
It's weird because there are other groups that try to follow the Ante-Nicene Fathers and like David Brousseau, you know about him, Mennonite, big famous one.
No.
Luke
Yeah,
and
but they're
his
cut
group
off from the church, so how can they be?
right. So the way it works
Oh.
in their minds is most of those groups will take and cherry pick what they want from the Ante-Nicene Fathers.
Yeah,
of course.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But the Mennonites in particular, because they don't believe in infant baptism, right? They don't believe in the sacraments.
That's a compromise. Has a comment I'm going to put up for free because it's crazy funny. Is
Yeah.
it Luke? Bro kicked me from the Discord for winning a
Yeah,
reboot.
Winning.
Winning. Oh yeah. Well,
Anyway,
so just so we could use the sound, let's do that because you know.
Winning.
All right. Sorry about that. Okay.
Yeah,
I
Wait, but
was
I was trying to say, so he
veiling is
believes
still, like the
that,
standard because it
oh,
will
go ahead.
solve so many problems. Like veiling is very good, I think. Like, is it
Well,
still
it's good for modesty, but you have to know your time, place, and culture.
Exactly.
Well, and the problem is that he's rigorously, like Donatistically decided that this rigorism must be met by the whole church, or it's
Well, yeah,
invalid,
you
and
you
needs
named
to
it.
separate.
If he was Orthodox, then he would be falling into the heresy
Otherwise,
of
this is some
Donatism.
sort of. This is like he's acting like a Donatist, but the worst part is he's not acting like a consistent.
I don't think he even likes donuts.
Bro,
The
missed
whole
out on the
point
donuts.
is that if he was consistent, he would do everything the way the Donatists do on the matter.
Well, he's
and
also
he doesn't.
he's not violent like they are, because they would kill Catholics and Luke's a pacifist, but Donatists
Yeah.
For now.
they would
Not a
they
far
would murder
step.
people. Yeah, he might go reverse Mennonite and become violent later, starting out as a pacifist. I don't know, God forbid. He might start waging jihad against America.
Well, hopefully,
again, God forbid.
God willing, like we'll answer him sufficiently. I think next week to hopefully wake some people up.
Yeah, I really hope that people. I mean, obviously, I need to deal with my own doubts, but I also hope that people in his group, because there are very many sincere people in his group. A lot of them left Orthodoxy, like I did, because he mainly reaches out to
World Orthodoxy.
They're all world Orthodox.
He's
I don't know if he has any.
He's going after disaffected diorites, basically.
Yeah, so I mean, his
That's a large group.
It is.
Yeah, so and I was a diorite actually for a while until I discovered
I
St.
can
Augustine
tell.
and realized their hatred of the
I
West
guessed.
is BS. Yeah, no,
You know
I
you know
can't
what's a
stand diorite
telltale sign of a former diorite? Poor catechism.
anymore.
Yeah, I'm a
Catechism.
diorite too. I was a diorite too.
Yeah.
Well,
There you go. Now you're getting catechism.
Yeah,
there you
exactly. Let's see here. Yeah, Debt to Compromise says kicking people from Discord isn't pacifist.
It's very violent.
Cowardice. Yeah, that's funny.
Banning.
And then Orthodox Traditionalist says, Reader John, shut up. You only have 5 true Orthodox in Florida.
Wait,
I don't even live in Florida.
Like, how do you know
I
that?
don't know how this guy's in Sweden with the whole church and everything. That if there's only 5 people in Florida, you know.
Yeah,
I'm more worried about Sweden than Florida.
like I have my parish is like 30 minutes away from me, so it's pretty cool.
Oh, that's
Lord,
nice.
That's great. That's really nice.
Yeah,
there's
but
a lot of true Orthodox in Europe, and Europe is all really bunched together. So you know, it's not like America where you can.
Is it a large?
Someone doing 8 hours away. Yeah.
Is it a large parish?
Like it's pretty small compared to like the World Orthodox like
of
church
course.
I've been, but I think it's pretty decent in size. I like it. It's
That's
pretty good.
nice.
Very good.
Yeah. But I have a question. Like, how do you know that there's not like a true or like ultra genuine like church?
Well, I'm sure there is, and somebody's branding, but it's not really the real deal.
I will give you the answer to that in my experience. There have always been this or that type of people who try to present a perfect orthodoxy, and 99% of the time what ends up happening is that group gets reduced to nothing because its leadership turns out to be what's the word I'm looking for? Hypocritical. And so, you know, it sounds like this is the group that has the truth until you go there and realize, oh, wait a second, these guys are doing all sorts of things and granting themselves all sorts of economias, and you know, it doesn't work.
I don't know if there are anymore, but there used to be particular. This is not all of them, but there were particular strains of the Matthewite.
Churches in
Colorado. Gregory of Colorado, True Orthodox. He was the first True Orthodox I found. He was the first True Orthodox I found, and
but he's not really True Orthodox.
He's got a very good search engine game going. And it's been for a long time.
Hey, I mean, Gregory of Colorado is good for True Orthodox unity because they're united in rejecting him being True Orthodox.
Yes, exactly. Not only has he has provided the ultimate in True Orthodox unity. No matter where you go to Romania, you go to Greece, you go to Russia, you'll find statements condemning Gregory of Colorado. He has united all of True Orthodoxy against him.
Dude, it's super funny that Gregory is doing search engine optimization. That's
that's been on the internet since like the 90s, right? Or 2005. Yeah. That's what his website says.
You got to get that AdSense money, bud.
Well, he's like the Diamond Brothers. They've been around for 20, 30 years, and so they're dominant in the.
They have that's why a lot of these people, most of these people have like basically either online followings or in reality online followings. Because both Gregory and the Diamond Brothers have large communities that were part of them and got sick of them, and
that's why they had paid tiers to access their.
There's a new cult that left
their Gnostic knowledge.
Yeah, there's a new cult that left the Diamond Brothers and says that Sedevacantism, the Pope died or ended in like 1100s.
Oh, is that the? I know exactly.
Richard and Brian, Mary's Little Remnant,
or something.
Mary's Little Remnant. Yeah. So that was a cult that was spawned from another cult.
What?
Yeah. The best part is, I was at
Mary's Little Remnant.
Mary's Little Remnant. I thought Mary's Little Helpers, but the point is, when I saw the site,
that sounds like a band.
It was so goofy. I've actually
he condemns like 18 church fathers too. So Gregory of Colorado condemns Augustine and says that Augustine wasn't a saint. And I actually do. I do want to see someone write up a response to him because he did this like
it's called Saint Seraphim Rose.
He did this article. He did this article condemning Augustine and refuting every Orthodox argument that you and other people make to say that he's a saint, and it's kind of interesting. So I didn't see that refuted. But
I will say this: if you are interested in a good representation on Orthodoxy with Saint Augustine, Reader John's right. Saint Seraphim's book, the Place of Blessed Augustine in the Orthodox Church.
Yeah, Gregory of Colorado condemns Seraphim Rose.
He does. Well, he condemns everybody. Yeah, he had choice words to say about me. I remember he once.
You are mentioned on his website, yeah.
I know, and
he reminds me. You know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of Voldemort.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Peter Diamond. This is an old monk, Peter Diamond, basically.
Let me see here. Okay, Orthodox Traditionalist says, I'm the truest True Orthodox since I have the cool website. Your website is cool, but it's not NFTU cool because ours is old and cool.
Yeah, but he has all the books.
He has lots of books. He got his feet on the books. But we have the cafe, which also has books.
That's true.
But technically, the cafe is like a public property of True Orthodoxy, so I can't claim it for myself. Since it's been around for like 20 years. Leonida says, which Western Orthodox kingdoms use Gothic vestments pre-schism? I would argue probably almost all of them. If I don't know of any other type that wasn't similar. Like the Spanish Gothic vestments are slightly longer, like the Hispanic Gothic vestments in Hispania, but they're the same vestments. So you'll find differences in sizes and things like that.
There's a little Spanish flair to it.
Yeah. Ortho Pirate says, every video today in the book The Kiss of Judas. Let's see what it has to say about Athenagoras. Yeah, LOL. Ibriani says atomically. Yeah, I didn't take them. I tried to. At first, I was like, okay, what's their position? And I looked it up, and it's like, oh, the papacy has fallen since the 11th century. I'm like, yeah, very good. And then I'm like seeing like the rosary prayers and all these novenas, and I'm like, wait a second. I thought you said they fell from the 1100s. Now you're using everything after the 1100s in your prayers.
Yeah, their reasoning was that the Vatican added pagan art, therefore mortal sin, idolatry, therefore it fell away. So interesting. But I mean, I said this to my Catholic friend, and he agreed with me. Is like, if this was true that the papacy fell apart in the 11th century, would you become Orthodox? And he said, yeah. You just become Orthodox because Richard Ibrahim is saying that Orthodoxy was wrong in the schism, but then 100 years later, the papacy fell away.
Jacob.
So there's just no church for 1,000 years,
Yeah.
Jacob, you need to become Orthodox too. Come on, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
done with the crazy. You see
gotta
how I know too much about all these crazy cults like Diamond Brothers, and
that'll all
you don't even
become
know,
useful.
bro.
That'll all become useful against someone you're received and baptized. Definitely. Orthodox Traditionalist has another book drop coming next month too. Mic drop. Okay. So there's a new
I
book
hate
coming.
it when he does that.
Well, yeah, but it makes life interesting.
Then I have to confess envy again.
Yeah. Let me
What's
see.
the
JG
Orthodox
says
position on
unseen
like 3D
warfare.
statues?
Go
what?
ahead.
Like 3D statues. Like, what's the Orthodox position on that?
You shouldn't have them. The only type of 3D statuary that's allowed is like bas relief, which is on a wall. Like if it's connected to the wall, like it can't be like an action figure 3-dimensional type thing.
Oh, okay.
So like no like Mary 3D statues like that
No.
or saints. Okay.
No.
So no crucifix, no
Not for
No, the
veneration
crucifix
anyway.
is actually one of the few that's allowed because technically
I have a
the cross is
Catholic
backing.
crucifix that I love, so I don't want to get rid of it.
I
But
mean, I've
Yeah,
seen
you don't have to.
statues, just not for veneration.
Yeah.
Wait, why not though? Why?
Well, because the church decreed in the Seventh Ecumenical Council in the aftermath, the emperor made it a clear prohibition that 3D statuary shouldn't exist because it's too much like a graven image. And
Okay,
that
okay.
Yeah,
that
too
was
close.
Okay.
So let's see. JG7 on 23 says Unseen Warfare was saying GOC was saying on Twitter that he received an email saying people were trying to infiltrate the GOC. He looks at some seriously high info stuff. I don't doubt him. I just don't know what the source is. And I would personally say that's something I hope he brings up to some people in the GOC because it may be a problem that they need to deal with. Bakamojo says Gregory has Brother Nathaniel vibes, in my opinion. Yeah, there's a reason for that because Brother Nathaniel lived at Dormition Skeet.
Dun, 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 dun.
really,
Yeah, he did. So that's
why.
why
Brother
for
Nathaniel
years.
helped me want to become Orthodox because I was
that's-
like super right wing political when I was a diorite, and
Oh,
we were
wow.
like, "Oh, he's so based." So yeah, it is what it is.
Well,
I'm not political. I don't care about politics anymore, but I used to.
Let me see here. Lady says is the Four Holy Hierarchs liturgy out yet? I'm pretty sure it's going to be out very soon. I'm sure I'll be able to tell you. He said it is. All right. Okay. Let's see.
drop.
Or the NFTU light. That's allowed. The NFTU light is in fact a flat object.
It's a graven image.
Let's take a look here. You see,
No, it produces light.
it produces light, so it is a light. It is not a graven image.
It's not a graven image.
It shines light
flat.
upon the darkness.
It's an etched image. An etched image. That's
okay.
all.
There you
go. Let's see here. Canonical. Did I ever tell you I had dinner with Brother Nathaniel in downtown DC back in 2019? No,
Awesome.
you have not told us that. If you want to come on and tell us that story, we'll gladly hear it. Well, not
Wow.
exactly. 'cause we
Did
have 4
he
minutes.
keep it together, or did he kind of go cray like he
Yeah,
does?
did he just kind of at the end?
I don't know, man. I remember I saw his video in 2022 of him like dancing with a crucifix, saying "Joy to the world" as Christmas. It was pretty cool. It was really nice. I liked it.
He's very big on.
He was on the
dancing with
news about it.
streets,
Yeah.
It's very animated.
Lee
pretty
News
cool.
with a member chat says, "What Brother Nathaniel is with Gregory Colorado? Past tense. He was with Gregory Colorado before he joined.
World Orthodox.
Yeah, and then he became World Orthodox. Atomic Lead said, "We need that story." Yes, Subdeacon, we do need that story. So get a blessing. Everyone wants to hear that story because it sounds hilarious, and I have a feeling it does probably end with Gregory going weird at the end. Okay, so we are now in the final 3 minutes, and our goal at 185 has been it's not even it has not been met, and it's a shame. So it's time for the sad music. All right. Well, we failed again, America.
Losing.
I wanted to say most of the issues with Luke's, his ecclesiology.
Wow, we still talking about Luke.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm thinking about.
He's traumatized, man. That's what happens.
You have to remember.
I don't know. He sounds like he's hyping him up again.
No, but seriously, his biggest thing is like his ecclesiology, and a lot of these discipline things he thinks can't be changed, partially because he believes that when the emperors got involved with Holy Mother Church that it fell away because this was like canonically forbidden.
You do realize that is a literal. That's like the Baptist narrative.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, I have a
That's
Catholic friend who's working on this because him and I read through Luke's reasonings on why the church fell away, lost apostolic succession in the 300s, and a lot of his sources work against him.
What's that guy that inspired all those landmark Baptists? Oh,
is it like the
Jan
child
Carroll.
narrative, like
Jan Carroll,
Baptist narrative?
Blood.
yeah.
I do want to
yeah.
read these last comments because we are in the final 2 minutes, and the Orthodox traditionally says no, LOL. He's totally normal in person, but he does talk about the same thing that he posts about. Okay, so that was we know what the dinner conversation was there.
Does he like to throw in a little bit of Yiddish in person like he does on his videos, just to make him sound like he was a Jew?
Well, I mean, he was a Jew. He's talked about that before.
I was a Jew too. I don't throw Yiddish around everywhere.
Yeah, no, he likes to emphasize it a bit.
Yeah,
he has fun because I hate to say it's part of the pitch. It's what attracts a lot of the Wignats and stuff to like send the money. It works, and so
Wait, what?
Like he was trying. He was trying to learn to make money.
Jew?
Who, me? Well, Reader John was a Jew.
Yeah.
I have like a little in my family line, but
yeah, your last name was Mahmoud Sweden. What is that from?
No. My last name, the last name of 1 minute before closing, it was actually Muhammad, because it was actually what happened was when my grandfather immigrated from Lebanon, they switched his patronymic and his surname, and so his last name ended up being Mahmoud, which would then be Mahmoud in French, and it's spelled Mahomond. And I formally and legally changed that a couple of years ago. And that's how I got fired from a job, because I guess I lost DEI points, and that's how I'm doing what I am today. Luke's theology over 9,000.
Wait, John, were you like Orthodox Jewish, like rabbinical, like Orthodox?
Yeah, I was actually training to be a rabbi, and then I came to Orthodoxy. Yeah.
Leonidas says, did the GOCK officially glorify Metropolitan Italy? They glorified all four of them. So basically,
yeah. Now we can say Saint Vitality.
Arab? No, I'm 1/4 Lebanese. So yeah, that's where my name comes from, and I'm proud of my name, my real name, Sweden, which has lots of Christians with it, and not the fake name. But yeah, I'm 1/4 Lebanese. I speak about 5 words of Arabic. I know a couple of church replies. Okay, guys, it's past 10:30, and that's no one. We had $15 of support. Thank you for that.
There's no bishop tonight, guys.
Nope. All right. Well, thank you to everyone. To Reader John, to Anti-Nicene Christianity, to Jacob. I feel
it's not the real Anti-Nicene Christianity.
Yeah, I know, but that's the name. I don't have anything else.
Trolling.
Oh God.
To our listeners, to those who had questions and had comments, and to
Father
those
Boniface.
Father Boniface was on early on. Thank you so much for that, and thank you for keeping him in prayer. Don't forget, support the channel. We at NFTU need your help. Support us by subscribing or donating on NFTU.net or on Give Us and Go. We remember all of you in our prayers, and thank you for your support for NFTU. And as always, if this has helped you, please like and subscribe. And for the rest, through the prayers of Holy Fathers of Jesus Christ, our God of mercy, and us and save us.
Amen.
And have a great night.